Good morning, friends. Welcome back to our educational series on the forensic accounting and investigation standards issued by the ICAI. Today's focus is a critical operational and communication-based standard, FAIS 240, Engaging with Agencies. This standard guides us on how forensic professionals should interact with various external agencies during the course of an investigation. First point is objective of FAIS 240. It provides a framework for effective, ethical, and professional engagement with external agencies. These agencies could be law enforcement, e.g. police, economic offenses wing, regulatory authorities, e.g. SEBI, SFIO, RBI, judicial or quasi-judicial bodies, other government departments, and sometimes private or investigative entities. The goal is to ensure that the interaction is transparent, legally compliant, and appropriately documented. Next, we will discuss common scenarios for agency engagement. As per FAIS 240, forensic professionals may engage with agencies in the following contexts: when the engagement is initiated by a regulatory or investigative agency, to seek information, records, or cooperation, to submit findings, reports, or expert opinions during coordination with law enforcement for seizure, arrest, or interrogation. While testifying or deposing in legal forums, third area is key principles for agency interaction. Forensic professionals must adhere to the following principles while engaging with agencies. Professional conduct. Remain objective, respectful, and unbiased. Avoid making premature conclusions or speculative statements. Confidentiality and legal boundaries. Only share information legally permitted by the client and the engagement letter. Respect privileged or sensitive information. Authorization. Engage only when properly authorized by the client or as mandated by law. Documentation. Maintain clear documentation of all communication, submissions, and meetings with agencies. Next, we will discuss importance of engagement, letter and consent. FAIS 240 requires that consent from the client be taken before interacting with agencies, except where required by law or directed by a court or statutory authority. The engagement letter should specify whether communication with agencies is permitted, the scope and nature of such interaction, any reporting protocols. Next, we are going to discuss responsibilities of the forensic professional. The professional must understand the jurisdiction, authority, and relevance of the agency, coordinate properly without overstepping scope, communicate in a professional and neutral manner, ensure integrity of documents, and avoid misrepresentation. Be prepared to testify or explain findings, if required. Now, the main area of the standard is ethical considerations and risks. Do not act as a spokesperson for the client unless specifically instructed. Avoid providing legal opinions unless qualified and authorized. Never share unverified or incomplete data. Maintain a record trail of what was shared and discussed. Some important messages or key takeaways for CA students. Engaging with external agencies is common, but must be professionally and ethically managed. Always operate within the legal and contractual framework of the engagement. Document everything, from requests received to submissions made. Understand your role. You are an independent professional, not an agent or advocate. Time for some suggested student activities. Draft a mock communication letter to a regulatory authority. Review real-life cases where forensic professionals interacted with agencies, e.g., IL&FS, Yes Bank, Satyam. Conduct a role play of a forensic accountant testifying before a regulatory panel. In last closing statement for professional, to conclude, FAIS 240. Engaging with agencies reminds us that in forensic assignments, our role extends beyond analysis. We must also interact effectively and responsibly with regulatory, enforcement, and legal bodies. The key is to remain professional, objective, and legally compliant at every step. Thank you for joining this session, and stay tuned for the next standard as we continue to build your foundation in forensic excellence. Good morning, friends.